Hi everyone, welcome to SAJI'S Academy. Today I am going to deal with some basic tips and simple techniques in order to crack IELTS reading test. As we know, every house is constructed upon the foundation stone, and in order to manage IELTS reading, you need to have the foundation, a very good foundation. So this video is really intended to help all the candidates to have a very good foundation to crack, to manage IELTS reading. And I would say it is one of the simplest way to IELTS reading test. And I'm going to give you a description in a very simple manner. So let's begin with the topic. Before that, some information regarding our academy. Contact details are there. If anyone is like to have specialized training in any modules or all the modules, you are free to contact me in the given details. So let's straight away go to today's session. And I have clearly narrated here, as you can see here. So IELTS reading basics, a simple way to IELTS reading test, and it really conveys you what I am going to do today. So let's look at the contents that we are going to discuss today. We would begin with an introduction, IELTS reading, and overview, what it is. So we are going to see that one. Then structure, especially of academic test. Mostly this video would cover academic test. Then duration of the test, conditions for answering. So there are various conditions for answering IELTS questions. So let's go through that one. And there are different types of questions. Very important portion indeed. Then we would go through the fundamental skills required for reading. And finally, we would end this video with a conclusion. So let us move on to the first part, that is introduction. IELTS reading basics, a simple way to IELTS reading test. So here I am going to give you an overview of IELTS examination. International English Language Testing System, commonly known as IELTS, has 4 modules. Everyone knows, if you is already started studying, you may be aware about it. For the beginners, maybe a new information. The test normally begins with listening. On the day of your examination, normally test begins with listening and proceeds to reading, writing, and speaking. So these are the 4 modules of IELTS test examination. Now today we are specifically going to deal with this reading test. Scoring a high band in reading can be very scary for some students. Many are afraid, and interestingly, I heard that there are students who attempted so many times. However, they are still unable to manage or to get their required score, especially band 9. But the reality is this: a good number of my students already scored band 9 in reading in examination conducted in India, in Kuwait, in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, in Qatar, in Canada, and also in Mauritius. So you see, so many are struggling with this particular module. However, there are a good percentage, a good number of my students who already scored band 9. I would say I think in almost all the districts in Kerala, so I have got at least one student each in each district. Who's already secured is a band 9 in reading. Now, what does it show? It simply shows that a good preparation A professional approach and willingness to work hard can fetch you a high band. It's a common saying that there is no shortcut to IELTS examination. There is no partiality. What matters is definitely the preparation. So, the objective of today's session is purely on helping the candidates to strive for a band 9 score in the IELTS examination. So it's very clear. What I am attempting to do in this video is just to help you to pave a way to reach band 9 or at least a 7 plus. For example, if you are nurses, definitely a band 9 would make you happy, but still we can dream a little higher. And band 9 can be 100% guaranteed. In fact, if you take a proper preparation. This is the first video in the reading video series. So remember to subscribe my channel and visit my channel for upcoming videos with lots of tips. Here I would like to comment something that many of us may visit the channel, but somehow forget to subscribe. It's very important that you subscribe the channel so that you can remain updated with the tuned with the updates or the latest videos that I post in this series of reading. Not only for reading, in fact, there are other topics like listening, speaking and writing as well. Okay, a number of techniques and even how to write essays also would be taught. Well, now this is an overview of this particular exam. Now let's proceed to the structure. Okay, what is the structure of this reading test? In fact, reading test has 3 parts or passages. Let us say 3 parts or passages. For general students, it may be 3 sections, and there would be 40 questions in total. Now, each passage contains 13 to 40 questions, in the sense maybe 1 or 2 passages with 13 questions each, whereas one passage would contain 14 questions, so that your total number of questions would be 40 questions. And what is the difficulty level of this IELTS reading? Passage 1 is the least difficult one, said so, and whereas passage 3 is the most difficult part. However, I have an experience of students narrating that that passage 2 is quite tricky, or is a little slippery, unable to manage. It's a very but the passage is set in a very cunning or clever manner, even though it is not so difficult. So students, if you ask the two candidates who appear for the it's not that difficult, but I found it really tricky and confused. And this experience can be changed with a sound practice, a very good practice. In fact. Let's move on to the duration of the test. So it lasts for 60 minutes. No more, no less. Exactly 60 minutes, 1 hour. No extra time for transferring your answers to the answer sheet. That is to say, within this given time, you must complete transferring or writing your answers in the answer sheet as well. So it's unlike the listening test. In the listening test, you will have 10 minutes at the end of the track to transfer your answers from the question booklet to the answer sheet. However, that option is not given for the reading test. Again, there are total 60 minutes, and if you divide 20 minutes each for each passage. So passage 1 you will have 20 minutes time, passage 2 20 minutes, passage 3 20 minutes. Try not to exceed it. That means in each passage, by all means, you should not cross this time limit of 20 minutes. Now, regarding this time management, time management is very important. So I would recommend that you can spend maybe 17 to 18 minutes on passage 1. Why it is so? Because normally passage 1 contains has approximately 800 words. So 17 to 18 minutes is almost enough to cover this passage 1. Whereas passage 2 also is has got almost is 800 words. Here you can spend maybe around 18 to 19 minutes because it's a little slightly tougher than is reading passage 1. However, is passage 3 is around 150 words longer than the other passages. That is to say, you can expect up to 950 words in passage 3, and also it would be of academic nature. As a result, you may feel that it's quite tough, or the language is used is quite is difficult, or is a very academic language. So these are the three time management recommendations I would like to give you. So try to follow this one. So since part 3 contains 150 words extra, maybe the minutes that you save from passage 1 and passage 2, maybe at least 3 to 5 minutes would be ideal for you to crack passage 3 within the time frame. Well, that's all about the duration of the test. And now let's move on to is the conditions for answering. So you cannot write whatever you want. There are some conditions stipulated in answering each set of questions. Let's look at those conditions one by one. First one, word or words condition. So it would tell you your answer must be of how many words. For example, whether it should be 1 word, 2 word, and so on. So look at the first option, 1 word only. That is one of the most common condition for writing your answer, 1 word only. You will find mostly in filling the blanks questions and so on. Your answer must be just 1 word, nothing more or nothing less. Then second is a condition may be no more than 2 words. So here your answer can be either 1 word or 2 words. Both possibilities are there. So you need to understand how many words you need to use based on the question and the context. So a practice would really help you to identify whether where you need to write make 1 word or even 2 words. Coming to the third one, no more than 3 words. That's another rule. Your answer can be 1 word here, or 2 words, or even 3 words. As I told you, it depends on the context and the type of question that you are dealing with. So this is the first type of condition, word or words condition. Let's move on to the second type, say letter or letters condition. For example, there would be question demand you to choose 1 letter, especially MCQs, multiple choice questions. You see very common in instruction. Choose 1 correct letter A, B or C. A, B, C or D. You need to only 1 answer would be correct, and you need to select the right answer, and your answer must be the letter, not the sentence given in the options. So that is the condition for choose 1 letter. Second letter condition would be choose 2 letters. You can find it very commonly in multiple choice questions again. There you can find you need to choose 2 letters from the options given A to E. There are 5 options, and you need to select 2 options, and you are eligible for definitely 2 marks as well. And thirdly, write the correct letter. Is another especially for matching type of questions you would find write the correct letter A to H or A to F, A to G, something like that. So you need to look at this condition of writing letters. What you need to write, how many letters you need to use. So this is a condition based on the letter or letters. Let's move on to the third condition based on numbers, number condition. For example, you need to choose sometimes the correct answer. You need to choose the correct number in this type of questions. For example, list of headings. What happens there in the list of headings? So in the side there would be it is sequenced in Roman numbers. It's like 1 to 9. So you need to choose the correct number. Whether you need to write 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and so on. So there are 3 types of conditions for answering I have narrated. So pay attention to these simple things, because it will help you to save time as well as save marks. Let's move on to the next important thing. Now, is what are the different types of questions that you need to face in an IELTS reading test? So there are number of type of different types of questions you need to come across here. The first one in this category is multiple choice questions, MCQs. In fact, if you are excellent or is good in doing or answering MCQ, I am sure you are going to score 7 plus 30 plus mark is guaranteed, in fact. Okay, so very important type of questions, multiple choice questions, and there are three different types of MCQs. First type would be, there would be one question and you would be given with four options, and you need to choose one correct answer and you are eligible for 1 mark. So this is the first type of question, MCQ multiple choice question. Then second type of multiple choice question would be one question, 5 options, and you need to choose 2 correct answers. As we have just seen, from A to E, you need to choose 2 correct answers. You are eligible for 2 marks. Then again, third type of MCQ, one question, there would be 7 options like options A to G, and you may be asked to choose 3 correct answers, and definitely you are eligible for 3 marks. And interestingly, this particular third option is rare. Okay, however, you can expect. Well, and in this video, I am not going to teach you exactly what are the specific or particular tips pertaining to multiple choice questions or any other type of questions which would be posted in the following videos. Or if someone really like to have a training, you can contact me, or else wait for the other videos. There would be specific tips posted in the upcoming videos. Well, let's move on to the second type of question, that is identifying information or identifying writer's opinion, popularly known as true false not given question or yes no not given question. Very tricky question. Many students find it very difficult to answer in this area, or they get confused with what to write, what pertains to true, false, or not given, yes, no, no, or not given. Wait for the upcoming video for the specific tips which will really help you to crack identifying information or identifying writer's opinion type question. So this is another type of question you need to face in IELTS examination. Now coming to the third type of question, that is matching information. What do you need to match here? You need to match the information. So let us see what is there. Here the main question is which paragraph or section contains the information given in the question. So that means the question would contain a particular information, and you need to write or find out which paragraph or section contains the information given in the question. Definitely, one of the skills required here is paraphrasing. Absolutely. Now the other information, a section contains more than one paragraph and arranged in alphabetical order. So that is the important thing. So normally, what is a paragraph and what is a section? A paragraph is a single paragraph, whereas a section would be more than one. So a section pertains to more than one paragraph. It can be 2 or even 3 small paragraphs. Can be a single section. Now, what do you need to do? You need to write the correct letter in your answer sheet, like A, B, C. So these paragraphs or sections would be alphabetically arranged like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Normally, maybe I. It can and so on. It can go on. However, you need to identify the information given in the question belongs to which paragraph or which section, and pay attention to the NB. Sometimes they give an NB. NB means nota bene, means not well. That is the meaning of that one. So normally what it requires, you may use any letter more than once. If there is an information like that, definitely assume that or think that at least one letter would be repeating for sure. So you need to pay special attention to this particular NB, this nota bene or not well. Okay. Let's move on to the next type of question, that is matching features. Some students find it is very difficult, whereas some other students really enjoy doing this one. It's like it's a hide and seek playing, in fact. So this is an interesting question. So what do you need to do here? You need to match the statements with the correct persons or correct events or correct period of time. It can be years or even months or dates, I think. So you need to match the statements in the statements given as questions. You need to match the information with the persons or events. That is this type of questions are known as matching features questions. Matching features. Now, what do you need to do? You need to write the correct letter in the answer sheet, like as I told you before, A, B or C. Now, you may use any letter more than once if it is specified as NB. I told you just now. Now, if it is specified as MB, NB means not abine, not well. You need to pay special attention to that one. At least one letter is going to repeat, at least I would say. Let's move on to the next type of question. So matching headings. Very tricky. Remember, there are very unique tips and techniques available to find these or answer these questions, find the answer to these questions exactly. You will never make any mistakes if you use specific techniques. You can really contact me for the training, or again, as I told you, wait for the upcoming videos. Keep on watching the videos. One day you are going to get the specific very unique tips to crack this particular type of question, that is matching headings. And really, what you need to do here, you need to read a passage and assign correct heading from the list of headings given. So that is to say, in the box, in the passage, there would be a boxed information titled list of headings. Now you need to go through that one, and you need to read the passage and identify what would be the ideal title for or heading for each paragraph or each section. So what you need to do? Write only numbers as your answer, like Roman numbers, either 1 or it can be 2 or 3. You need not to repeat the title a phrase or the sentence given as an answer. You need not to repeat that one. You just write 1, 2 or 3, something like that. It can be based on paragraphs or sections. That is to say, the list of heading you are assigning or finding out the heading for either for a paragraph or for sections. As I told you, a section contains maybe more than one paragraph. Okay, that is a section. Now let's move on to the next type of question, matching sentence endings. Sometimes can appear to be very tricky, occasionally confusing, but a good practice would really help you to crack this type of question as well. Here, what you need to do? You need to complete each sentence with the correct ending from the list of endings given. That is to say, one portion of the sentence would be given as question. Now, there are a number of questions would be placed in a box below those questions. What do you need to do? Now, ending phrases are given in a box below the questions. So you have to read the question, then you just skim through, go through the options available. Then you need to identify the answer definitely after skimming the passage. So you need to pick out the correct answer. So identify the most suitable endings of each sentence. So what would be the most suitable ending for each sentence? You need to identify and you need to select. So write the correct letter here, like A or B or C in your answer sheet. Well, now let's move on to an important question set, that is completion task or fill in the blanks questions. So there are 6 different types of filling the blanks questions. So starting with, let us read it in a clockwise manner. Let's begin with the sentence completion. So that is to say, your question would be set in a sentence format, and there would be a blank or gap to be filled in. And you need to go through the question, read the underline the keywords. Again, you need to skim and locate your relevant answer. Now This is a type of is the completion task, one of the completion tasks that you need to do. Here, remember, I'm not to, my purpose in this video is not to give you a particular is a tips on filling the blanks questions that would be available is in the upcoming videos, or else, as I told you, you can join for our is online training. It's a online training for each is a separate modules, as well as all modules are available. So depending on the convenience, even if you work in any or as a nurse or in any other firms, that doesn't matter. Time slot would be available according to your convenience. So the specific tips would be is given. Not only specific tips, continuous monitoring and supervision and guidance would be is given to the candidates who join for the online training. So you can think about that one. So here is a sentence is a completion. That is the first type of is a filling the blanks question. Secondly, is a summary completion. So a particular paragraph is from the passage would be rewritten in a summarized format, and you will be asked to complete the gaps in the summary. So there are two types of summary completion. Sometimes you directly pick out answers from the passage itself, while the second is a type would demand you to select one of the answers from the given options in a table. So there are two types of summary completion. That is part of this filling the blanks task. Coming to next is a note completion. That means the information or question would be set in a note format. For so most common thing in a bulleted form, is a bulleted point, then followed by a sentence given. So here, similarly, we need to fill the gap. The another one, other type would be is a table completion. So information would be given is in a table format. What is there in a table? Definitely in a table we have just rows and columns. So you need to consider each and every information given in each rows and columns. Then you need to identify the question. Then you need to identify the answer after skimming definitely the passage. Then coming to an interesting question is a diagram or label label completion. So sometimes a diagram would be given. You would be asked to fill in the diagram, a pictorial presentation of something. Or the final type of filling the blanks question would be flow chart completion. Flow chart completion. Here the information would be given in a flowing manner. The questions would be placed in a flowing manner from one to the another one in something like in a process diagram. Now here you need to again fill the required or the relevant gaps. So these are the 6 different types of completion or filling the blanks questions you need to face in IELTS reading test. Now let's move on to the the last type. However, I would say is a least type of question. That is a short answer questions. That would mean there would be a direct question asking you to find out the answer. So you need to answer the direct questions here. So look at and what you need to do here. Look at the information. You need to identify the correct answer to the question from the passage. So read the question, underline the keywords, back to the passage, skim and locate your locate the relevant answer, then write the correct answer. Then your answer can be one word or more than one word. It's based on the instruction given in each set of questions. So pay attention to what the instruction tells you. Then depending on the instruction, you can write you can choose either one word or more than one word, or a phrases or something like that as your answer. Now those are the different types of questions. It's a very big session that we covered about the different types of questions, and you must I would say you must. Okay, it's not in an offending way, but I just want to tell you the necessity of knowing this these many different types of questions. Okay, so they are really important. Now I'm going to an interesting topic, that's what are the fundamental skills for reading test. In fact, there are some fundamental skills which you can never avoid if you really want to successfully do the reading test in IELTS. Especially you have a deep desire to score band 8 or 9. You cannot despise these fundamental skills. So let us say look at them one by one. The first one would be skimming. And what is the functioning of skimming? Skimming really helps you to manage time. If you are expert in skimming, not only managing time, in fact, you can identify the answer with much precision. However, if at all you need to have time management, you must be excellent in skimming. And imagine you are very poor in skimming, and I am sure most probably you are not going to complete the test on time. That means when the 60 minutes are over, you would be in maybe question number 30, 31, 32, something like that. So in order to manage your time perfectly, you need to practice skimming excellently. And how to practice? Just wait for the tips. Okay. Then is the second thing, comprehension skills. You need to develop some sort of comprehension skill. Skills in order to do this IELTS reading successfully. It really helps you to be accurate in terms of your answer. So it's very, very important thing. And you need comprehension means understanding. And it is true that you need not understand each and every word or phrases that is mentioned in in a passage or in the paragraphs. However, you must be able to gather an overview or and overall meaning of the paragraph given, and you need to take some professional or a professional or a systematic training in order to develop this comprehension skills. And another most common or most wanted type of skill that you must or compulsorily develop in order to excel in IELTS reading would be paraphrasing. What is it in fact? Paraphrasing, in my words, may be equal to parallel wording. So if there is a sentence and sentence can be narrated or parallelly worded in a different using different words. So you need to become expert in this particular skill, paraphrasing. If you are expert, then you can easily find out the answers, and it really helps you to identify the answer precisely. You will never make a mistake with any of your answers in the IELTS test if you are excellent in paraphrasing. And you see, what are the things we need to know in order to take up or do IELTS reading test in a wonderful manner. So all these are in fact basics. However, I would say they are foundations or the stepping stones. You must need all these tips and techniques or information regarding all these points. So kindly make use of what the information that I shared with that I am sharing with you in this video. Now, finally let's go to the conclusion. If you want to be successful in IELTS reading test, you need to have a thorough knowledge on the basic information pertaining to the test. That's what I am trying to give you in this video. That's the value of this video. I promise a number of videos in this series with a lot of tips and techniques which would really help you to crack your reading test. So I request you to subscribe my channel, visit it time to time, and stay tuned. You are going to get wonderful lessons through this IELTS video series. Thank you.